When we look at billions of stars in a crystal clear sky, it feels like we are traveling in a galaxy. This is the exact feeling we lived while standing under the sky on top of a mountain just in the front of Swargarohini Mount. This journey is about the Valley of Gods, and we are trekking India's one of the oldest trek route this time. We present you our journey to Har Ki Doon. On a fine night, we boarded a Uttarakhand Parivahan Nigam bus from Delhi and reached Dehradun early morning. Our friends had booked a cab to take us to Taluka village, which is the starting point of this trek. Let me tell you how this journey began until we reached Taluka village. While searching for some challenging winter trek options, I found this one and made a plan. I shared it with one of my old friends as we were planning to do a trek together from a long time. As soon as I told him about the plan, he gladly agreed and we decided to do the Har Ki Doon trek in the end of year 2016. Very soon, 4 more friends were interested to join us for this trek and we became a group of 6. Finally, the day came, itinerary was decided, shopping was done, and we were ready for this adventure. After reaching Taluka, we spent the night in GMVN guest house.
नमस्कार, हम हैं माउंटेन्स ऑफ कॉलिंग से। हम अपना ट्रैक स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं एक रात तालुका में बिताने के बाद और हम अपने साथियों के साथ आगे बढ़ेंगे हर की धुन के लिए।
प्रजन्य, आशुतोष,
सौरभ, मनीष और कैमरामैन गौरव के साथ।
The weather had completely changed due to last night's rain and snow. It had set the perfect mood for trekking. At the start, we had to descend for a while from Taluka village, and we were concerned a bit that we'll have to climb up this part again while returning. The river flowing at our left-hand side was producing a soothing gurgling sound. The sound of river, winds and chirping birds, these green trees and paths will make you fall in love with this meditative nature. There are many natural water sources where you can easily fill your water bottles. We stopped for a while to fill our water bottles and continued the trek. While moving towards Har Ki Doon, we found many villagers and kids busy in their daily work. The villagers were carrying huge and heavy bags and a bundle of grass on their backs. Still, the flawless smiles on their faces made it look like an easy task. When it comes to us for carrying our backpacks, we always think to buy a good quality of rucksack which is easy to carry. But these villagers can carry kilos of kilos on their back just tied with a rope. At the starting of this trek, we were feeling cold, but as we all were carrying heavy backpacks, our bodies were warm. We were getting rest and taking halts whenever needed, had chocolates and dry fruits to keep us energized and relaxed. We were getting more and more excited with every passing minute. We were capturing those beautiful and amazing moments not only in the cameras but also in our eyes. There was a small waterfall connecting to the river. We were very close to the river now. We stopped at the riverbank to enjoy the scenic view. After a while, we started the trek again. Few more kilometers and we were amazed to find ourselves in a dense forest. The forest was creating a pleasant natural aroma that you can never feel in city life. In the mountains, these bridges over the rivers always give a feel as if we are roaming in a wonderland. We were getting frequent ascents and descents on the way. From past experiences over the years, we have learnt that we should always try to reach our destination on time. You should not take long pauses, just keep moving with small steps and gradually move closer to your destination. Sometimes we got confused with the path, but we were lucky that the locals helped and guided us in the right direction. In the early morning, while having our breakfast in Taluka, we decided to pack some aloo parathas for lunch. We had those aloo parathas and filled our water bottles. We continued our trek again after getting rest for a couple of minutes. Those aloo parathas really worked like energy boosters for us, and we continued the trek in a fresh mood. As you might know, the climate in mountains changes frequently. Suddenly we hit by a snowfall. We put on our raincoats and covered our backpacks, but we didn't stop and continued our trek in the snow for some more time as it was getting darker. Slowly the snow started to cover everything in a white layer. We speeded up and soon reached a beautiful village, Osla. Observing the weather condition, we decided to stay in GMVN guest house for that night as well. Here, we cooked our dinner and enjoyed the heavenly night. Very early morning, we had breakfast and tea before starting our trek. The trek from Osla village starts with a massive bridge that looks like a gateway to heaven. This day's trek was a bit more difficult than previous day because we were about to gain an altitude of approx more than 1,000 meters. We had to start from Osla and reach Har Ki Doon on the same day. And the tough part had arrived. It was a very steep climb and it definitely tested our stamina completely. You can see that bridge and that guest house we have just come from. the top, we took a halt to have some energy bars and water. The weather was very bright and sunny, so we used sunscreen to protect ourselves from sunburn and tanning. We continued our trek again from here. Looking at the trail amazed us. It was going to the top of mountains and that was really very far from us. While walking, every few minutes we looked at the trail we had to climb. Few more hours and we really reached that top. And the view from here was mind-blowing. It looked a little scary but very graceful and magical at the same time. All of us enjoyed the magnificent view for some time and moved forward. I was spellbound and halted at that point for a few more minutes. Soon I realized I was pretty much lagging behind my friends, so I speeded up to catch them. We could see Kedarkantha and many other high peaks and snow-covered mountains. We found a waterfall and decided to halt there to prepare our lunch and get some rest. After that, we had to speed up as lunch took a lot of time to get cooked because of the extremely low temperature. So we decided to move very fast to reach Har Ki Doon. It was getting darker, so we put on our head torches and continued our trek without taking any further halts. Finally, we hit Har Ki Doon after a continuous stretch of 2 to 3 hours trek. The sky was free of clouds, mist, or for that matter, anything that could obstruct our gaze to those glittering stars. It really felt as if we are roaming in a galaxy. We were quite tired and it was very dark by then, so we had our dinner and slipped into our sleeping bags. It was a very beautiful morning in Har Ki Doon. Today we decided to move towards Jaundhar Glacier and here we started moving into Har Ki Doon Valley. The most interesting thing of this day's trek was that there was no trail and we had to find the shortest path to reach Jaundhar Glacier on our own. That mountain is Swarg Rohini. The meaning of Swarg Rohini is way to heaven. When we started our trek, we found a dog. It accompanied us from the last day and now he started leading the trail. There's always a dog story related to your travel. It happened with me in previous treks as well. I don't know why they join us in trek without even knowing where we are headed. This dog led us till the point he could. After that, we all were blank. When we started, we thought it will take 4 to 5 hours to reach at the start point of glacier. But it required more time as we were totally unaware of the trail. At this time, one of our friends' experience worked. He somehow observed a shepherd's trail. We followed the trail and climbed for a while. We reached at the top of a mountain very close to Swarg Rohini Mount. There was no further visible route from here, and after realizing that time won't allow us to move ahead, we decided not to trek further. So we stayed there for some time, enjoyed ourselves in that serenity and headed back.
आज है हमारा ट्रैक का डे 3 और हम लोग जौंधार ग्लेशियर जा रहे थे। आधे रास्ते पहुंचे हैं, टाइम की कमी है, अंधेरा होने वाला है थोड़ी देर में, तो इसलिए हम लोग यहाँ से वापस आ रहे हैं। आप देख सकते हैं पीछे ये रहा ग्लेशियर।
Snow-covered valley, beautiful trees and a river that is flowing directly from the glaciers. It was a fabulous experience to be there. We were totally mesmerized after spending those few days in Har Ki Doon, the Valley of Gods. We left with so many cherishable memories in our backpacks, reaching that close to the Swarg Rohini mountain, living in those snow-cladded mountains for days, away from city life. All that was an out-of-the-world experience. We still get goosebumps when we blink our eyes and relive those experiences while sitting in our office chair or lying on our bed at home. After visiting Har Ki Doon, it feels something has changed in us that keeps us craving to be there again and live those moments in the beautiful mountains. Someone has correctly said, we leave something of ourselves behind when we leave a place. We stay there even though we go away, and there are things in us that we can find again only by going back there. So here we end this story with a note that we'll come up with a new story after completing our next journey to the mountains. And we know for sure that we'll definitely have another story because we know mountains are calling.